Good afternoon. My name is Megan Hill, and will be presenting Kohl's Goodwill Report today. Any questions before we begin? In this report, I will be introducing Kohl's and all types of different things, and then we will analyze the goodwill of Kohl's Corporation. Within that, we will look at the components of a good store, along with all the different contents that allows a company to have goodwill. Also, we will touch base on Kohl's bag vault. Finally, we will evaluate how the company and all this puts together and how it relates back to goodwill. I'd first like to give you a brief history of Kohl's. Kohl's was started by Max Kohl, but the thing was, it was started as a grocery store, not the retail store it is today. And a few things kind of along that timeline are that he then, later after the years of developing the store a little bit more, he hired William Kellogg as his budget retailer. And then they split the store in half grocery, half retail. He then went on, in the next couple years, the British American Tobacco Brown William Industries Company division, also known as Baptist, invested in Kohl's. Later in the following years, Baptist separated the organization from the family and kind of took over. Soon enough, Baptist decided to do other things within corporate development and stuff, and they left Kohl's, and so they left the whole store and all of its corporation to CEO William Kellogg. He then goes on to grow the store and expand it over the United States and into several different other states. And he retires after a few years, and then he goes on to give it to Larry Montgomery, the CEO. Larry Montgomery follows in his footsteps and does the same thing. He kind of opens the store and makes it bigger so there's more different products and other stuff, and then he retires in 2009 and gives it to Kevin Mansell, now CEO. This is kind of a short timeline of what I've just previously said, kind of about Max, and then he hires William and Baptist, their little area within the store, and then Larry and Kevin. The next thing that I'd like to touch on is the defining goodwill. The dictionary definition of goodwill is the excess of a purchase price of a company over its book value, which represents the value of goodwill and an intangible asset for accounting purposes. How I interpreted that is that goodwill is how the company tries to be perceived by the public, meaning that they give out a mission statement and outline what their company stands for, kind of for the public to know what they're all about. The result of how well the company completes its task is the sales, how will they sell things, and the flow of customers through the store. Examples of goodwill. A few examples of goodwill include helping the community, making eco-friendly decisions, taking care of your employees and customers. And the main thing out of all three of these are helping in the community, because they try to do a lot of that because they want to show Kohl's that they're there and willing to help them and ready to give back. And making eco-friendly decisions is also a big thing because their main goal is for the future to be a healthy place for children and just adults all around. Continually, that only builds on how Kohl's builds goodwill. These are a few of the organizations that Kohl's helps, and you can see the big ones like Ronald McDonald and the hospitals and everything, and the Hunger Task Force. There's a few hometown ones like the Wisconsin State Fair. And the company achieves goodwill by giving back to the community, like I said previously. And a few of those things, how they do that, is involvement in the community, upscale brands, discount coupons, and pleasant employees. These are a few of the things, because involvement in the community, like I said briefly before, is that's really the main thing that they want to get done. And these are a few little ones that really help them too. Is upscale brands kind of shows the customers that they have what they're looking for and how nice brands that will hold up and work for your children and other people. Discounts and coupons. I know that one every time I went in there, Kohl's has tried to save me as much money as they could, because they know during this time, not everybody, especially during Christmas time, not everybody has the money to spend. So they try and give you back everything you can for your dollar, because they know not everybody just has money to waste. And pleasant employees. That's a big thing for me, because going in my first couple times to shop by myself, going into Kohl's, it was a new experience for me, and they really helped me out, and they were really pleasant and kind, and yeah, we can help you find whatever you need. Kohl's struggles in bad goodwill. Out of all of the research that I've gotten over the past couple weeks, there is a few rough patches where Kohl's needs to work on goodwill, and they both deal with communication mostly. Communication between employees. There have been a lot of complaints about like bad management, which kind of goes from store to store, but they've kind of stated that management was rude and didn't take responsibility when they've messed up and kind of shoved that onto the other employees to kind of handle. And their biggest mistake that I heard is that they don't take care of the store. Like when they walk around, they don't like it. And consumer and communication is that consumers have been asking for new products over and over and over, and Kohl's just won't listen. And so consumers stopped going, and it's just a big mess, really. Subsequently, because of these two things, Kohl's has tried to fix them by adding more product, and now they have an overabundance of product. That still is not attracting the right group of consumer, both of which make bad goodwill. Business communication relations. I explained a lot of different topics throughout this report, and a few that I want to touch on is these business communication relations that relate to me and the store. Visuals. Visuals are really important to help get your point across to somebody that isn't really understanding it through speech. So you kind of put pictures to words and help them understand exactly your point. And connecting. Connecting is kind of related to visuals because connecting, it'll help you, if you connect to your audience, you know what they want to hear and what you're presenting. And it gets more, it's like a more friendly atmosphere and it's better. Delivery. Be able to deliver your point without offending anyone, but still being able to get your point across so they understand. Powerful communications between people says, critical role in company's bottom line without your toes. That's just a quote that I thought really related. Conclusion and recommendations. I recommend that Kohl's sits down with their employees and fixes the minor problems that arise, because if they do not, it would make them keep stronger as a store. I also recommend that Kohl's listens with open ears to the consumer and finds the products they want instead of having old brains and adding new ones. In conclusion, I believe that Kohl's is still a really good store. Thank you for listening.